backsplash tile installation, and I already took off the old backsplash. It was nothing but a slither of granite going around, and I'm gonna do a quick video showing you guys how to do it. The first thing you want to do is make sure you have an agreement with the customer how they want it. This is without grout, without a much of a grout line, so they're touching. And then over here is, well, I already messed it up, is with the grout line. So I had the tiles kind of separated with the grout line, and they chose it without a grout line. Then you want to see how uneven your wall is. Your wall usually gonna be uneven, so you want to get you a square and see how uneven. If it's very uneven, then you're gonna want to split the difference or make it as even as possible. So this wall is not too uneven. There's a, like I said, there's always gonna be some plane there. It's not too bad, so I could go ahead and just flush them to the wall because it's not really that bad. If it was really bad, like say that much of a gap, I'd have to split the difference and kind of make it even or bring the wall out, actually bring the wall out or in. So on the back end, I'd probably bring the wall out like that to make sure when I got to the end right here to be even. Okay, once you got all that done, you measure from top to bottom to make sure you're gonna be even from the countertop to the bottom of the cabinet, that it's even all the way around. It's never the exact measurement. I'm only off by about a quarter of an inch going all the way around, which is not too bad because standing up, you can't, nobody usually stand under a cabinet to see. So I'm gonna have a little bit of a difference in here going the way around, but that's not gonna be too bad. Again, nobody stand up under there and look. As long as from standing up, it's not that much of a difference. So, and then just measure. So I'm about 18 and a half, 18 and a quarter, the highest, the lowest, and 18 and a half, the highest. So I'm gonna be right here at about 17 and 3/4 high on my tile. It's gonna be too shy to cut a little quarter inch off or half an inch off just to stick it up there. So we're just gonna go about 17 and 3/4 up. Then once you have all that done, I'm using glue, Gorilla Glue, and I'm just gonna glue the back of the tile. Very simple. Put my glue on, just enough to get it on there. You can make an X, you can make dots, whatever you want. When they put the original backsplash on, that's all they did was put glue. That's where these marks come from. And oh, one more thing. You have to make sure the countertop is level. This is actually extremely important. Okay, so you get your level and you make sure and you put your level up against the wall and you make sure it's right in the middle level. If not, you're gonna have to split the difference, tell the customer, and make the necessary adjustments. And this countertop actually goes against the wall also. So in this situation, sometimes it's leaning down, like they install a countertop kind of leaning down so water falls off, and sometimes they install it flat. This is flat, thank God. And I'm right in the middle, so everything is lined up perfect to go ahead and install the tiles on this wall. And I'm just gonna set the camera up now so you guys could just kind of watch me. And that's pretty much it though. Oh, I already got glue on there. And you never really want to get glue on the bottom because your sealer is going to seal the bottom. You just want to get glue in the middle, and then you just go flush against the wall. Flush against the wall. Okay. And also you want to make sure your line up against here is straight. So you want to measure and level that line there straight. So when you're installing a tile, by the time you get to the top, it's not uneven. Okay. So what I normally do anyway is I won't go exactly against the wall. I'll come off the wall maybe about an eighth of an inch. Because this tile is about less than a quarter of an inch thickness. So I come off the wall about half of that just to make sure. Well, actually, in this particular situation, I got a really big gap right here. So I'm going to have to come off the wall anyway a little bit because when I install this tile, I got to make sure I'm covering that gap. So um, I think you guys get the idea. Whenever you have a gap like that, you always have to make sure you tell a customer you're gonna have to come off the wall a little bit. But like I say, this wall is not too uneven, so I'm just gonna actually follow this line so that by the time I get out here, I'm flush against the wall, and I'm gonna do the same thing as I come up, so that by the time I come here, I'm flush against the wall because we are using trims, wall trims, and whenever you're installing a wall trim, you have to make sure that it's gonna look right. So that's how it's gonna look in there. Okay, perfect. All right, and we'll probably do another video about installing the wall trim now because I'm just using glue. Even if I was using mortar, I normally install my trims at the end, but some people install them at the beginning. It actually depends on the situation. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. I'm gonna actually go ahead and make sure my corner is right where I need to be, level as far as my level. So make sure I got a level corner and I have a pretty good level corner up in there. I just came off the wall a little bit to make sure that my because of that gap up in here, to make sure that I'm compensating for that gap when I come out to the top here and out to the side right here. I got to make sure that I'm covering that hole and I'm compensating for the gap. Now, technically, I could just go against the wall straight because it's not that bad. And just when I go in with my caulking, just cover that hole with my caulking. Cause see, I'm only exposing about a eighth of an inch, not an eighth, maybe 2/8 is what 1/4 of an inch. So I probably split that difference and make it an eighth of an inch. So half of the tile gonna be covering it, and I'm gonna cover the rest of that gap with my caulking. Um, it's only gonna make life easier for me. All right, so I'm going in, guys. I'll see you on the next video, part 2 of this. And I'll just let you guys kind of watch me right now. Again, I'm gonna be touching the wall. I'm just using minimal glue. And the tile themselves usually have a variation in it. And you always, another measurement you have to do, you have to make sure there's no bow in the wall. So you put your level up against the wall. There's a little indentation right here in the middle of the wall down in here. So basically, if I took anything and try to put it in between there, it would be able to go. Like for example, I took this and I went in there. See, I can go in there. But if I did it further down here, I wouldn't be able to get up in there. But I could do it right here. So what that means is when I get to the middle right here, I got to make sure this tile is not flush against the wall, but it's actually pulled out a little bit. And I got to follow that sequence probably all the way up. But what you do is you just follow the wall up and make sure, and pretty much that's how it's gonna be all the way up. So you gotta make sure all your measurements are like that. Um, so basically when I get, and then also when you're installing the tile, you don't have to push it all the way up against the wall right away. The glue takes a little minute to dry. You could just place it on the wall, actually. Just place it on the wall, put a decent amount of thickness. When you have a gap like that, put a decent amount of thickness to the glue so that when it comes time to press in, you'll have enough glue on there. So you don't want to put like that little bit of a glue. I don't know if you could see that. What you want to do is put a mountain of glue like that. So when it comes time to press in, you'll have coverage. Okay, so we know in the middle is where we're going to put the mountain of glue. Okay, in the middle, towards the ends, we could just put a little bit of glue and actually just to make it easier, just go ahead and put 2 big mountains on all of them, because a veteran like me, I know what I'm doing. But if you just starting off, I don't want to get you guys in trouble. It's better to put, in a situation like this, too much glue than not enough glue. And then you go ahead and get your level, and you just make sure you level it out with your level. Press with your level. Can you see that? Just press against the wall with your level. And your level is pretty much what's gonna get you where you need to be as far as a straight line straight across. Okay, so, and you could pull them off the wall because the glue is not exactly set yet. So I'm pulling some off the wall, and I could actually see this one. I need to put more glue. I need to put more glue on that one. So that's why I say just go ahead and put a lot of glue on there. 2 mountains of glue. So when you get ready to level it off, the face of it, level off the face of it, you're covered. This one need more glue. Yeah. So I'm gonna just put a nice generous amount of glue on there, on all of them, and get that nice and on there. Okay, that almost seemed like it didn't have enough glue, but it did, and that's it. Everything is straight across. I got a straight line. It's all even. Put some more glue on this one. And it's all even. And we're good to go. All right, so we got our first one. We're gonna go like this also, and make sure we're leveled. It's right in the middle right there. Press down a little bit. Go back and check, because your first row is your most important row. That's how you're gonna set up the rest of your rows going up. But that bottom row, you gotta get that bottom row straight. Even if the top is not as straight, you gotta get that bottom row straight. All right. Okay, that's got enough. It's just kind of. All right, guys. That's it. I'll talk to you later. All right, peace.